Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of my all-time favorite things, and that is cuticle care. A lot of people don't realize how important it is to take care of your cuticles on a daily basis if you're trying to maintain naturally healthy, beautiful nails. There's a few things that I want to share with you today. You may or may not know them, but let's jump right into them. First off, let me apologize for the noise in the background if you hear it. I feel like every time I sit down to film, the washing machine is running. It's just the way it always works out, so apologies in advance. And second, the color that I'm wearing on my nails today is SC by Olive and June, one of my all-time favorite reds. But let's get started. Let's jump into this list. Number one, if you want to maintain nice cuticles, you have to regularly apply a cuticle oil. It doesn't just have to be an oil, it can be a balm or a serum, whatever you prefer. For me, I'm a huge fan of cuticle oils. I love them so much. I always have for as long as I can remember, at least in my adult life. I have used a cuticle oil every single day. I remember being in college and we went to visit a bunch of friends in Boston and we were pre-gaming at a house and I was sitting at the kitchen table applying cuticle oil and my girlfriend snapped a picture. I'm gonna see if I can find it and insert it here. But everyone's like, Amanda, what are you doing? So I've always been a fan of this. I like oils. I like oils that come in a bottle that you apply with a brush. I'm actually launching my very own cuticle oil very, very soon. My first order is actually on its way to me, so stay tuned to my channel and my Instagram for updates on that. I can't wait to offer it to you. It's actually this oil right here. This is the perfect blend, the best formula. I've been using it for well over a year at this point and I am obsessed with it and I can't wait to share it with you. But if you're not so much into the oil, there are definitely some other options. There are cuticle creams. This is one from Burt's Bees. There's another cuticle cream from Lush that I used to love. It was also a lemon scent. There are a bunch of different serums that come in the form of a pen. This is from Olive and June. It's like a little puff ball applicator. So there are a lot of options. You are bound to find something that you like, so test them out, see what you're most comfortable with, and use it all the time. At least 3 times a day. Try to apply in the morning, try to apply at some point midday, and apply before you go to bed. It will make all the difference in the health of your cuticles. Number 2, no nipping. Cuticles are not meant to be cut, but every once in a while they need to be cut. So these nippers come in handy when you have a little bit of a hangnail or your cuticle is just way overgrown and needs to be trimmed. But if you maintain them regularly, you will never have to trim them. So once you get into the habit of maintaining them daily, you can easily avoid these. Using this too much actually does more harm than good. So you may be thinking, Amanda, if I can't cut my cuticles, how do I take care of them? And the answer is to push them back. I usually push my cuticles back every single time I apply a cuticle oil, and I just do it with my fingers. I'll use my other nails or the tip of my fingers to just kind of gently push that back while it has the oil on it and it's really soft. If I'm sitting down to do a manicure or I'm at my desk, I will use an orange stick or something similar that has a flat edge that makes it easy to push the cuticles back. I've been asked a bunch of times, how do you push your cuticles back when you have nail polish on? And it's really not that challenging. You just want to make sure that you're not pushing the nail polish back, you're just pushing that cuticle portion back. So for example, on this nail, I could get in there and really just push this cuticle portion back without ruining the manicure. If your fingernails are not long enough to do that, definitely work with an orange stick or something similar. If you push them back as they grow and keep them hydrated, they'll stay very even, very healthy, and you will not need to trim them. All right, this kind of goes with the no nipping, no biting. I know it can be really tempting to bite your cuticles, especially if the skin is peeling or hanging, but wait until you get home and use the nipper to quickly nip it in the bud, apply your cuticle oil, and rehab that area. You'd be surprised how quickly the skin around our nails regenerates. I have had moments where the whole side of my fingers were just chewed up. They were destroyed from one thing or another. And with regular cuticle oil use and not clipping, biting, further damaging them, they rehab in a week or so. So do your best to care for them and not clip or bite them. All right, another tip I have for you, when you're prepping your nails for a manicure or you're trying to remove a gel manicure, dip manicure, and you may be buffing or filing the surface of the nail to get that polish off, be very careful not to destroy your cuticles in the process. So when I'm removing a gel manicure, I usually use a really harsh file to get most of that polish off. It's not touching the nail, it's just buffing down the surface of that lacquer. But a lot of times that file or buffing cube could end up scratching the skin around the nail and ruining the cuticles. So just be really careful when you do that. I'll show you a quick example. So a lot of times I'll go like this to get that polish off. Instead, use the more narrow edge and just stay within the skin, stay within the perimeter of the nail so you don't ruin the cuticle. One more tip I have for you is to moisturize. Use a lotion regularly, especially if you're not comfortable using a cuticle oil. A lotion will work wonders on its own. So I recommend picking up a cream that's designed for the hand and nails. This one is from Clarins. I really do like it. Love how it smells. It's not greasy, but it's very hydrating. I've had it for a while. There's only like this much left, but I know Vaseline makes a really great hand and nail cream, and there's so many out there. But get into the habit of applying a lotion before bed, after you wash your hands or use any kind of drying agent. Just keep them hydrated. If you're taking care of your hands, you're gonna find yourself taking care of your nails as well without even knowing it. So if you're already in the habit of applying lotion throughout the day, you are already ahead of the game. All right, one last tip I have for cuticle care is an application technique when it comes to cuticle oil. So one of the most common questions I get asked is, how do you apply cuticle oil so that your hands and nails don't get all greasy? And I know exactly what you're talking about because I am guilty of over applying at times, and you'll touch your phone or your computer or your notebook, whatever, and you'll have these little oil spots everywhere, and it's not great. So here's what I recommend. I'm gonna reference cuticle oil because I find this to be the messiest but the most effective treatment for healthy cuticles. So if you're using something with a brush, you want to take it out and wipe off the excess oil. You don't need to apply a ton. A little goes a really long way. And then when you apply it, you're just gonna apply it within the nail bed, up against the left side of the cuticle, down on the bottom, and then back up on the right. And that's it. You don't even need to rub it in. If you use just the right amount, it'll seep in there and it'll moisturize itself. You don't need to spread it out. The whole nail doesn't need to be saturated. The skin up top doesn't need to be saturated. It's really just that area around. So if you use a tiny bit, apply it just like that, and let it sit and soak, you won't have any mess on your fingertips. You don't have to touch it like this to rub it in. That's what I normally do, and then I'll just like wipe my hands dry. But if you don't like doing that, if you find it just too messy, try applying it like that. It makes a huge difference. So that is it for this video. I hope you found some of these tips helpful. If you don't have a cuticle oil or balm at home, coconut oil works wonders, olive oil works wonders. Any kind of oil can really be substituted as long as it's hydrating those nails. And again, moisturizer is a great starting point. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And if you have any of your own cuticle care tips to share, please leave them in the comments below so that myself and others can check them out. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!